And I haven't moved an inch. So back with Who Would Win. Now, this week's Who Would Win is the start of another bi-monthly Who Would Win segment. Now, I had the idea of doing this when the series Bleach, the manga series Bleach, was coming to an end. However, it unfortunately came to an end much quicker than we all expected, so it didn't quite coincide well enough, but that does not stop me from doing it, because I enjoy doing the Lantern versus Espada fights. So what I decided to do was, I decided to basically pit each of the major Bleach captains, or most of the Bleach captains, against a opponent of some kind. Now, the opponent can be from anime themselves, it can be from someone else. I had to pick someone who would basically fit the motif of them fighting one another. Now, there are some stipulations. Obviously, you know who this fight is. It's Yamamoto, the original head captain, versus Whitebeard, the pirate from One Piece. Now, I picked them. I was going to pick the first Hokage, but I quickly realized that, I'm like, yeah, he's powerful, but can manipulate wood and shit like that. Yamamoto would completely wreck his shit. Because, like, okay, you created a forest. I completely and utterly incinerated your forest. What now? But yeah, so then I'm like, okay, what's here? Okay, Whitebeard's one out there. And then looking up, yeah, this would be actually a really interesting fight. Now, there's a couple stipulations for all these fights before I begin. One, I am basically going squad by squad. Every week's going to be the next squad. So every month's going to be next one. So next month, for instance, it's going to be Soifone versus someone. I'll explain how that's going to work in a little while. But I am not including I'm only going to include captains who we basically saw the rough estimate of their full abilities. And we can speculate a little bit at how their abilities may have progressed. For instance, Kenpachi, we did see his Bankai, but it wasn't completed. But then we got a 10-year time skip. So we can assume that he's at least improved, if not perfected. Maybe not perfected, but definitely controlled his Bankai more. But for Squad 3, I'm not using Rose, just because we didn't see enough of Rose. And we're not using Shinji, we're not using Unohana, because even though we saw her Bankai, we don't know what the hell it does. And Shinji, we didn't see his Bankai, so we're not doing that. I'm also not including Aizen on this list, because Aizen is an entirely different Who Would Win category. And Ukitaki's not going to be on this list. Instead, it's actually going to be Rukia who replaces him, because spoilers for anyone who didn't watch it, or, for all of us who, watched it and either was fine with it or had a freaking bitch fit about it and burned all your collections. What the hell were you thinking? It's going to be Rukia for Squad 13. So those are the stipulations. I'll get to a few of the other ones by the end of it. But anyway, let's get on to this. So let's start with Yamamoto. Now, Yamamoto, believe it or not, is only 5'6" at 155 pounds. He looks a lot bigger, but then again, people in Japan, heights are a little varied. So Yamamoto is a man of conviction. He's an aggressive combatant. He has a bit of an old school view of things, but he's not necessarily adverse to change. He's willing to sacrifice himself if it means victory. He's a master. Going on to all his, he's got a very old school view of things. He's got the true justice of the world and all that stuff. But again, things kind of changed along those lines. That being said, he's not as full potential because he's older. He's like 2,000 years old. But that being said, he's still probably the strongest Shinigami that ever lived, more or less. So, personality-wise, he takes his opponents very seriously, except with, even then, he'll try to even demean them like he did with Yuhabak, showing all the stages of his Bankai. And then moving on to his actual abilities, he is pretty much a master of everything, more or less. His Ryatsu is so incredibly strong. It probably is one of the strongest Ryatsus ever. And it manifests literally in physical heat. So he can actually affect the area around with just his Ryatsu. He's a master swordsman. Basically he can use an ability called Nagarin, I believe it's called, where it's essentially a one straight solid cut. And basically it's just one of those things where you're bifurcated in an instant. Master hand-to-hand combatant. He's physically strong enough to actually shatter. Hello, puppy. What are you doing? Shatter the Haru, the iron skin of a Espada, just by doing that. Just boom. Just extremely powerful physical combatant. He can do the Ikitozen, which is a one punch, which is just powerful on its own, and the 2-punch, which is a bone shatter, which is what he did. Just boom, and it just shattered Wonder Weiss into pieces. He's a Keto master, knowing binding spells, knowing attack spells. Some of the things we saw him do like a hypnosis spell on Nemu at one point. Not Nemu. Why am I blanking on her name? Momo. That was it. Momo. Yeah, the little lemur. He can do things like he can do Hatos like Hakusho, Red Flare Cannon, all that. One of the big ones he did was he had to sacrifice his arm to do it, but he did a giant ass freaking like energy blade that just popped up, just eyes and evens, just like, oh crap, I underestimated him. Shumpo Master, meaning he's the Flash Step, which is super speed. Probably one of the most proficient in the Soul Society, if not the most proficient. Immense strength and durability. He can take a severe beating. He's been punched. He's been incinerated by his own Bankai, or his own Zanpakuto flames. He can take a stab to the gut, no problem. And he can He can take losing an arm with no issue whatsoever. He is immensely powerful in all those regards. And then of course we go to his Zanpakuto. He's a master strategist and technician as well. He's had 2,000 years of combat experience, so yeah. But then we go to his Zanpakuto, Ryujin Shaka. Fire. Basically, his Retsu turns into fire. His sword becomes fire. He can, burn all things in the universe turn to ash. More or less, his sword can create waves of flame and effects of flame that can literally burn things to ash. And you got a bottle. Domino, come here. It's like, what? What are you doing? It's like, you got a soda bottle. I don't want you chewing on that, but oh well. She's gonna. It's plastic, so I'm not worried about her hurting herself. We try to recycle. But yeah, a couple of Ryujin Shaka's effects are to be able to create a prison of fire, that it can engulf in flames, waves of fire, that he can include fire with that Nagir ability. Any of his sword techniques he can include flames. And then Insuto Jiku, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but essentially fire pillars that will eventually close in on someone and incinerate them both. So, and then his Bankai is Zaka no Tachi. Essentially, all the flames get reverted into the sword itself, so it looks like a burnt katana with a smoldering tip. Essentially, all the power of Ryujin Shaka is concentrated into the tip of the blade. So the minute it touches something, it literally wipes them from the face of existence. He can also control. I believe the tip is just the standard one. It's a standard ability. East can concentrate the blade of the sword into the actual blade of the sword, so it can be like an actual blade effect instead of just the concentrated tip effect. Then West is another one that's constantly activated, where when he activates his Bankai, where he's literally covered in flames that are hotter than the sun itself, and basically anyone who tries to come near him is just going to be incinerated. Just and 1 second, you want to go back inside, Domino? Let me see a second. Let's see. Anyway. So anyway, yeah. So because Yamamoto tried that, his sword got incinerated, and you can't see the flames wrapped around him unless he actually lets you see them. So yeah. South, South resurrects the dead that he's defeated, and he can manipulate the dead in various ways. They're basically like ash zombies, more or less. And then North is just one concentrated energy / a pure destructive force that just incinerates anything. So, yeah, that being said, Yamamoto is overconfident in his abilities just because he is so powerful. He is old, so he does have limits. His Bankai can only be activated for so long. And really, Domino? I just let you in, and now you want to come back out? Anyway. So yeah, that's Yamamoto. Now Whitebeard stands at 15 feet tall. No joke. Because humans in the One Piece world are weird that way. So he's literally almost 3 times taller than Yamamoto. So Yamamoto would come up to here on me, whereas Whitebeard would be like almost 3 times taller than I am. So interesting. He's 580 pounds. So right now he's physically outweighs everything. He's got a physical advantage over Yamamoto. Wow, how did I? Sorry. She's got a strict moral code. He's very protective of his subordinates. His reflexes are so good he can actually counter people in his sleep, I believe. He's you're gonna have to give me a bit because I was a little. Oh, extinguished molten rock with a breath. So he actually extinguished like a molten ball of lava just with a breath. He stopped a ship one-handed. He's highly stealthful despite his size and human pain tolerance. And I'm going to try to get this right. He had a part of his face burned off, or just burned by mission. He sustained 272 sword wounds, 152 gunshots, 46 cannonballs, and 406. And I rounded it up. That's 465 hits and damage altogether, and he was still alive. So the man is. I mean, he was eventually killed. He was, but he suffered like a cannon through him and all that, and he was still standing. But he died standing. He didn't die with on the ground. He's a master using his baseo, his large naga. It's nagato, I think it's called. It's basically like a large spear. He's very skilled at using that just flawlessly. His gura or his smash fruit, I believe, or shatter. God damn it, God! Seriously, hold on. Domino, seriously, I let you in, and I would go. So, alright, fine. I want to go in, but now you do. So freaking fussy. But anyway, it was I think it's translated into smash. Basically, it's shockwave. He literally can shatter the air itself. He creates shockwaves. He can literally smash the air, crack the air itself to stop various effects. I'll get to that in a second. But he's literally upheaved. He's created tsunamis, earthquakes. He's actually upheaved the ocean itself. Like when the ground froze at one point. One of the devil fruit users froze the entire ocean. He literally just used his ability to just upheave it. And it was like different sections were moving independently of themselves. So an immensely powerful ability. Quake fruit, I think that's what it's called. He actually tilted the environment. That's what I was trying to get at. Now, like I said, he has his apparently his 1 second. He's actually able to stop. 1 second, where was it? Okay, he's actually able to counteract effects like fire to a degree with that ability. So he can actually shatter the air to counteract certain abilities. Now there's things called, I believe it's haki, which are like states of energy, kind of like in Buddhism or something like that. But essentially, he's using his haki for I think it's called bushari or something like that, called invisible armor. He's actually able to wrap that around his large nagato, and when fighting, I can't remember the other guy's name, but basically that he actually split the clouds and essentially the heavens just with the sheer force of a strike. His Ken Bushuka haki basically gets him kind of like precognition, but allows him to protect his opponent's moves a little bit. His Hakusho haki, and again, I'm possibly mispronouncing that, is basically it forces their will upon an opponent. Basically, you can kind of command them to agree. However, it needs to work on someone of a weaker will, and I'm going to call that one right at the question right now. That's not working on Yamamoto. He's too old, too powerful, too experienced. Now, that being said, his reflexes aren't as strong as they used to be because he's 70 years old. He drinks constantly, and he has massive health issues. Like when he's not fighting, he's often strapped to an IV, all that stuff. So, he's got that disadvantage. Now, how does this fight break down? Well, let's say, for sake of sakes, it's a different variant of Bleach, the Soul Society arc, where Ace is being sentenced by the 13th Court Guard Squad to Rukia. And then the Whitebeard pirates, including, hello.
Do you know she's pooped?
Yeah, I think she pooped, yeah. I saw her at least squat and pee. And my sister, everyone. Yes. Go see Mama. Go see Mama. Close the door, please. There you go. My sister, everyone. Yay! But no, let's say that it's similar to that, except it's the it's the One Piece pirates. One Piece pirate. Of course, it's One Piece pirate. It's like Whitebeard, the Whitebeard gang, and it's the Straw Hats. So Straw Hats are trying to save Ace more in the sense of the Ryoka, whereas Whitebeard just basically and his group just kind of stormed the capital. Yamamoto actually sees how strong this guy is, and sees, and now he goes to challenge him himself. So it's Whitebeard versus Yamamoto. So the fight begins. Now the fight begins with it's kind of like a stare-off, and they're both experienced fighters, so they're not. Either one are going to be probably hesitant to make the first move. However, I do believe that Yamamoto's probably going to make the first move and just flash step, just and then the blade just comes out and just about to take him. Well, obviously he's going to show off his sword. And Whitebeard's gonna be intrigued, but it's like, I'm not impressed. I've seen better. And then it disappears to that. But because Whitebeard can predict things along those lines, he's probably gonna use his hockey or his hockey to predict the movement, and then use his devil fruit ability to crack the air to kind of stop the sec. Yamamoto's gonna notice. He's like, ching. He also notices his sword's probably a little shaken. Not destroyed or even cracked, but definitely shaken. You actually feel the vibration. It's like, what was that? It's like, wouldn't you like to know? And then that's when Whitebeard charges in. Hockey going, just, yeah! He can also, let's be clear, charge his ability through of his devil fruit through his blade. So he can also do that as well. So now they're going to clash. And he's ambidextrous and very quick with it. So it's going to be a clash of blades for a while. Ching, 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 ching. No, I think Yamano's going to have the more edge just because he's got more experience on his side. Going to be a better swordsman, but because of the versatile weapon and the nature of the hockey, he's not going to be able to automatically hit through Whitebeard's defense. So it's going to be ching. Like, why can't I hit through his defense? It's similar to Haro. I'm not, obviously, our Grand Car hadn't appeared yet, but let's just say. So, it's like, you seem to be able to show your Ryotsu is strong. He's like, Ryotsu? What the hell is that? I'm just like, this is hockey, bitch. And just, flings the hours, and this is my devil fruit. And then just suddenly and then the quake starts quaking around and the air starts cracking. Yamamoto has to get out of there fast. Fires off a couple Hado spells. He counterattacks with his Nagato and his armor and all that stuff. So basically, they're at a standstill right now. It's like, seriously, dog, just because I'm out here? You need to make up your freaking mind. Hold on one second. Like, seriously, Domino, make up your mind. I'm not here to amuse you. I'm not here to play with you right now. Okay, see, if you want to come up here and stay for a little while, that's one thing. But I'm not coming out. I'm busy doing something, dog. I have a life outside of you. You are my life. What am I kidding? Yeah, but I would like to try to finish this without any more interruptions. So you're staying out here until I'm done. Anywho, so yeah, Yamamoto's probably going to fire off some low to maybe high. The high level Keto might actually throw Whitebeard for a loop. It's like, oh, those are powerful. What kind of devil fruits are those? Like, this is not devil fruit. This is Hado, one of the ancient arts of the 13 god squads. So anyway, and then they're fighting. Maybe it goes hand to hand for a while. They try to do some hand to hand tactics. I think Yamamoto would have the edge in that. Though I think durability wise, all things considered, who has the better durability is in question, because Yamamoto can withstand his own fire to a certain level, whereas Whitebeard's a tough son of a bitch, but by human standards and by a couple devil fruit standards. Yamamoto's a sword is designed for incineration. He wasn't incinerated. He was definitely charred, but he wasn't incinerated. I'd probably have to give the edge towards Yamamoto in durability, but it's a tough call on that one. But no, they're going to continue. After a while, after maybe upping his Ryotsu up, he's able to maybe get a couple slices on him, but nothing serious. And then, of course, pain tolerance and all that. So the fight goes on. It's like they're not getting anywhere. So it's like, you're strong, but not strong enough. All things in the universe turn to ash. Ryujin Shaka! And then, it's like, whoa. It's like, what the? It's like, oh, it's like, yeah, please. Please, one of my crew members is made of fire. You think I can't handle fire? Giant wave of flames comes. He uses his devil fruit, kind of disrupts it. But there's a lot. It's not just the flames; it's the full-on heat. So he might be able to stop the immediate flames, but the heat itself, he's kind of like, and he's just sees his mustache is actually saying, just, whoa. Okay, maybe I should be taking this a little bit more seriously. More flames come. They clash a bit more. His invisible armor hawk. He's able to at least keep the flames at bay, but not fully stop them. At this point, Yamamoto's starting to gain the edge. But don't forget, he's still got his double first. So at that point, the fight continues, and he's able to land a decent-sized hit right on the Yamamoto. Just because at that point, they're going to be... Yamamoto's got to focus on his flames. He gets even if he blocks the punch, he's going to get a double fruit shattering punch. So, and he just feels that his arm's not broken, but it would fracture his arm. I feel something like that powerful would actually fracture his arm. Yamamoto actually goes out and he actually feels the pain in his arm. And by the way, we're going with Yamamoto with both arms, to be fair. So yeah, that's happening. So that power, it's not to be underestimated. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, no, it ain't, Gramps. And then he just smashes down, and then the whole terrain literally just shifts and tilts, just... And then he appears again, not flashed up fast, but still pretty stealthy and still got some speed on for his size. And also, again, remember, he's a physical giant in comparison. He's kind of looks like that, I can't remember his name, but the giant who guards the gates for the Soul Society. He's kind of like that a little bit. So he comes in, just boom, just smashing the air, and then just his hockey. Now Yamamoto's kind of got to be on the defensive, even though he's going to have to... he's on the despite the fact he's got Ryujin Jikai, he's on the defensive for this. So then he just suddenly reaches the flame and then tries him in prison. He's like, "You'll be incinerated. This is the end." All but it's like, "Please." And then because remember, you can Whitebeard's blown out magma, which is even harder to extinguish because it's a solid mass to a degree, a viscous mass of solid material melted down to cool that down. So with fire, it's pretty much that thing that happened with that giant hollow thing, that blew out his prison elastic. And the flames blow out. Now Yamamoto's not going to resort to destroying the Soul Society, obviously, at least not with his pillars technique, because that would literally destroy most of the Soul Society. His Bankai could destroy the Soul Society, but it's not going to destroy the Soul Society immediately. It's going to take some time to do that. But at that point, it's like, you are definitely a worthy opponent. It's been a long time since I fought someone like you. I can say the same. I can say the same. At this point, you'll notice that really, dog? No. You're staying out. Like I said, you're staying out here until I am done because you can't make up your mind. No, you stay here. You come here. Come here. Yes, go listen to that. Come here. Come up here. No, I want to come inside. Domino, seriously? God, you're so irritating sometimes. I love you, but you're irritating. Anywho, that being said, I mentioned that Blackbeard probably got some cuts. Like I said, he's probably feeling the heat too. He's probably maybe even got a couple burns at this point, but he's not like incinerated or anything like that. It's pretty evened out so far. Then Yamamoto says, then he sends Hell Butterfly out because I'm certain like his lieutenant's there, knowing because it's like an honorable thing. I don't know what's with her. And it says, Hell Butterfly, all captains, be prepared. I am using my Bankai, or something like that. He'll prepare them. It's like Bankai, and all of a sudden, all this the flames disappear. And then Whitebeard just raises an eyebrows, or just get a. And just all of a sudden, Zaka no Tachi. And so, what's that little flame gonna do? And then Yamamoto just comes in. So he dodges the flame. The flame hits the ground. Just all of a sudden, the full ground just pretty much just turns. Whitebeard immediately realizes, I can't let that touch me. So the fight again begins. And now it's kind of getting one-sided because now he can try to use his invisible armor hockey to get in striking. But the minute he gets in there, he finds his blade got shattered, just incinerated. What? It's like when I'm using my Bankai, it's like I'm wrapped in the flames of the sun itself, and all of a sudden the flames appear. It's like I can't. It's like crap. I can't touch him now. That was my favorite weapon. That being said, he's not defenseless. His ability is so unique that he can actually be still an opponent for Yamamoto, even with Bankai. So there you go again. He notices the blade's now glowing on sight, so he immediately realizes, because again, granted, 2,000 years for 7 years battle experience, maybe not, but still, on the seas battling, he can recognize when a weapon's changed how dangerous it is and when it's changed. Immediately has seen the glowing blade. Can't let the blade touch me, but the blade's touching, so he does that with his shattered fist. The blade's now kind of got cracked because it's taken a few blows, but it's still going. So now he's going to try to go after Yamamoto with just the shattering. He's going to maybe try to, palm shattering. That's going to hurt Yamamoto a bit. It's going to let's not lie. Even in the flames, with those flames around him, he can't really be physically hurt by a physical attack. But that's not to say he can't be hurt. So the flames his body kind of. At this point, I'm going to say one of his arms is broken. My arm is broken. I can't do anything. So it's going to come down to who's going to outlast two in this fight. And who's going to have the better ability to counteract the other? He can counteract some of the flames, but flames of that heat, there's no way he can. He knows he can't get close to Yamamoto. So Yamamoto then uses his flames to resurrect the dead. And let's say some of his crew has been killed. Yamamoto killed some of his crew. Some of the other ones are dead. So now at that point, Whitebeard's just like, "You bastard!" and just smashes through all of them. At this, because he can just shatter the resurrected flame zombies. That probably wouldn't be difficult. But at that point, it's where the X Factor is where the personalities come, and then their health. His health has never been great. So after pushing himself for that long against an opponent like Yamamoto, his health is going to start acting up. Maybe he'll cough a little blood, but he'll keep going. And at that point, Yamamoto is going to be he's going to try to maybe just do some massive shattering technique. But at that point, it's like, "Be gone north," and then just super slash, concentrate heat. There's no way I think that even with the shattering ability of his double fruit, he could stop that concentrate slash. And then he just he was about maybe to just shatter him just with his hand, super blast. But at that point, just he slashes him like that. His entire midsection is just gone, and just. And like Yamamoto, he probably wouldn't be technically fully dead, because Yamamoto he was still technically alive when he got slashed by Yuabach. So it'd be like, bastard. Maybe tries to get one last attack in with a devil fruit, just shatters his leg. Or actually, he wouldn't shatter his leg. His Bankai would still be. No. It would be one of those things where he deactivates it, the rain starts falling and all that, and just shatters his leg. But then he just stabs him in the head and kills him. Oh, yeah. This is one of those fights I'd love to see animated in the style of either One Piece or Bleach. It would look amazing. That being said, in the long haul fight, I have to give it to Yamamoto for just being slightly more durable, and I do mean slightly more durable, but having just more destructive capabilities the minute he goes Bankai. He's durable enough to withstand the devil fruit powers of I think it's either the Shatter fruit or the Quake fruit, something like that, of the Whitebeard devil fruit powers. I think he's durable enough to withstand those attacks for a degree. And then the moment he's going to go Bankai, and I think he's durable enough, experienced enough, has enough abilities to make the fight draw out to Bankai. And then he goes Bankai, though I think Whitebeard could still hurt him in Bankai because his ability is unique enough that he could. He doesn't have any real way of getting close enough to Yamamoto to really killing him. Because there's no way he can get his Nagato there to hurt him, because it will incinerate because of the flames. His only way would be to do long range attacks, and even then, Yamamoto could avoid them and just do a different bunch of stuff. That being said, early fight is the best chance Whitebeard has. Basically, anytime before going Bankai is the best chance he has to defeat Yamamoto. And how do I see? Basically, yeah, I see Yamamoto winning the majority of the fight, but in the scenario where Whitebeard wins, I see Whitebeard's got to pretty much get a direct hit on him with a fist with his a Quake ability, so his Shatter ability is going on. So he's either got to get a direct hit right on his side or his stomach and just basically shatter his insides. Because if he's getting his arms, Yamamoto's trait is 2,000 years old, but he's a physical beast still, so he's durable enough to withstand at least one or two attacks from that. But again, I do believe he'd probably end up with his arm shattered or something like that. But his organs, you can't train up your organs, pretty much. Or if he gets a shot to the head, like a full-on deck shot to the head, or with either from his fist or the Nagato with the shatter effect, it could shatter his skull, it could completely mess up his brain, and just break his neck. So in the scenario where he's able to get a shot like that off, yes, Whitebeard's going to win. But it's going to be, I'm going to go 80-20 on this, because again, you gotta look at combat. They both have a reputable combat experience between the two of them. Yamamoto just has 2,000 years worth of more combat experience. Again, it's different levels of combat. So I do believe that Yamamoto could avoid the lethal hits most of the time, but there's, that 1 in 5 chance as an 80 to 20 that I think Whitebeard could get the shot off and just, hit him in a very vital spot and do the shatter effect. So yeah, 80 to 20 in favor of Yamamoto. I gotta give it the Yamamoto on this, but it'd be a really cool fight to see. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who wins, put those in the comments below too. I will get to those at some point. And on that note, I should note how I'm actually going to be. I keep saying no. I should say how I'm actually doing the Bleach ones. So it's Bleach captains, obviously, versus certain opponents. Now, I do have certain opponents lined up for most of the captains, but not all the captains. Like, admittedly, I can't think necessarily of a good one to go against Shunsui. And Rukia is one I just recently added, so I have to think of one for her. So while I do have lots lined up for other people or other characters. So while I do have characters lined up, if you have, like, next month is going to be Soifone. I do have a character lined up for her. But if you have a character if you have a character you want me to put against Soifone or any of the captains, put that in the comments below too. If I think it's going to be a more interesting fight to talk about than the one I've already written down, I will replace the fight with that fight. So if you have a suggestion for a Bleach fight with the captains, besides the ones I've already done, like I'm not doing another Yamamoto one right now, I'll wait till I'm done with those, and then I'll get back to any suggestions that are given with the other Bleach captains. If you have a suggestion for a Bleach fight with the captains that is honestly going to be better than the one I'll do, just put it in the comments below. Like, for next week, it's going to be Soifone, but it doesn't have to be next week either. You can go down the list for all of them. And I'll compare it to the ones I have down already and see if it'll be a better fight to talk about. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you folks next. By the way, there will be no Pokemon video because the information we got today was kind of lackluster and a bit of a disappointment. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time.